in a special class that I teach, I have one student in particular, and he could not read at all when he first came. I've had him for 3 years now, and when he first came into the classroom, he did not even know alphabet letters. When I started using a new method with him, he learned the alphabet letters in a month, which was good for a special child. And on into the second month, I received a phone call from his mother, and she wanted to know, did I know that he could read?
The program is unique in that every child learns how to read. There are no non-readers in the program. As the program goes from one step to the other, you can just see the children catching on. I teach first grade, and our workbook is called Raceway. So it gets to be a race, an actual race, where the children try to compete with each other to see who can get to the next step faster. And it's unique, and also that we use music, and children love to use music. They learn easier too with the music. And most of the songs have rhyming words in them, which make these little catchy songs easy to remember. He or she can read almost anything. And I'm very pleased with my class when they finish this program.
One thing I like about this program is that it meets every child at his or her level because it is a very entertaining program. And we use the songs that are contained in this program every day. They have yet to be bored with it. In fact, a couple of days when I have not, because of time or assembly programs, whatever, have not been able to use the songs, they always ask me, are we not going to sing the songs? And one thing I really watch for in teaching my students is eye contact. I feel like I have to have them looking at me. And with the phonics songs that we use, I never have to say, look this way. They just are constantly looking at the pictures, the phonics pictures. They're looking at the Ferris wheel, whatever we're doing. It constantly captures their attention. Even the ones who, as I said earlier, I know will probably not reach a reading level at the end of kindergarten. One thing about my situation is these children come to school not ready for school. Not all of them know their colors. They do not know their letters. The majority do not know all of their numbers. We are starting from scratch, and we have 3 workbooks that we use along with the songs, and we start off with colors. We start off with positions, just the very, very basic, and this is what they need. And then we progress to the next workbook where we begin learning the initial sounds. So not only is it a good reading program, it is an excellent readiness program. And if we didn't even get to the reading, it would be worth it. One thing I like about this program, it meets every child's level, not just the ones who are ready to read, but the slower children. And there again, I have their attention, and it surprises me the ones who catch on to it when I really don't think they're ready for it. They catch on to it. This year in particular, I had 23 students, and out of 23, I had 9 who began reading. And I will mention this, the parents love this program. And it's a reading program that is workable for parents in a low-income area because, quite honestly, the books are simple enough that they can read along with the children at home. And I had one parent who requested that her child be in my room because she had heard about this program. And her little girl just took off with it, and she finished all 5 books and had nothing but praise for the program. Nothing but praise.
It's very exciting, an excellent program, and it's based on phonics. And one of the steps in the program is the use of the Ferris wheel. And it's actually a wall chart of a Ferris wheel. And what the children do with the Ferris wheel is to blend consonant and vowel sounds together to make the beginnings of words. It's very exciting. This past year especially was the best year ever. And I do teach in an inner city school, so I have, children from that socioeconomic background. But this year, for some reason, they were just all so excited about coming to school. I am a kindergarten teacher, so this is their first formal years of school, and they were so excited. One little girl, after she had learned to decode some words on her way home, she just went right across the hall to the teacher and said, "Guess what? I can read." And she wouldn't go home until she had read something for her teacher. On another occasion, I had a little girl who went home. She burst into the house and she said, "Mom, I can read." Her grandmother reported to me the next day that they spent the rest of the afternoon and night making telephone calls all over the country so her relatives could hear her read. I thought that was very exciting. The program that I'm now using is very different from how I've taught in the past. In the past, I've usually only taught the children the consonant and letter sounds, nothing more. And that was very difficult to do. I mean, very difficult to do. And it wasn't really correlated with anything else. It was just something isolated that was required for me to do. But with this program that I'm using now, it's so very correlated. We have correlation in speaking, in listening, in spelling, in reading, and even beginning writing. Most of my children go to first grade being very fluent readers. It's amazing that the first grade teachers are just happy to see them coming. The thing that I like most, it is so non-threatening. I love that. It's a positive experience for both the teacher and the children. They are just happy when we say, "It's reading time." They jump to it, always. And I love that. You don't have to be stressed out. The children don't have to be stressed out. Everything is so positive.
The first half of this program really gives a child all the essential tools that they need to read on the level that I teach. Then thereafter, it's icing on the cake, so to speak. Just real refinement. I mean, a child learns that Arthur is a boy's name, but an author is one who writes a book. They learn that it's a chaise lounge that you sit on. You know, I mean, they know these refinements, and they learn these things.
The children love it. I love it. It's just great. It's great to get up in the morning and go to school. Well, it's easy to teach because it's a step-by-step method. And once the children have learned one step, they go on to the next step. And of course, they can see the steps too, and they realize what's required of them. And it's fun because they're kind of in a race to see who can go to the next step. So it's fun, and they enjoy it. And when you have their self-esteem is so important at this age, and when they enjoy it and they realize they're succeeding, and when they start putting the words together. I had one little girl that one morning she was blending a word together, and she jumped up in her chair and said, "I can read!" And for a child to do that, and you can see on their face that they're succeeding and they're proud of themselves. And when you get a child feeling that way, that young, then they're going to go on and do a real good job, I think. Well, I was asked by the school system that I was in to be a pilot teacher. So I was one of the first 8 teachers to do it. So I was kind of like a guinea pig, I guess. But I have really enjoyed it. Well, this program is so organized, and by having the steps in the program, once the child learns one step, they move to the next one. And it builds on each step builds on the other. So once they've learned one, they go on to the next one. Well, they start out with the phonics song, and that's the first step. And then in kindergarten, we get through about the first 6 books of the program.